Man, what you got right here for him, man? What you tell the people what you got?
This is this is a peanut cucumber made from organic cucumber from our farm, and some pineapple and ginger. Yeah, and this here is some Jamaican sarsaparilla with some ginseng and some stinging nettle root. So that's a smoothie, all fresh, organic smoothie, no additives, and this is herbal tea made with the good stuff. It's ginseng, nettle, and sarsaparilla.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff, man.
All the good stuff.
And it's sweetened with this is sweetened with the organic pineapple skin. So some of the pineapple was mixed with the cucumber there. The pineapple skin was used to sweeten the tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Tastes good, bro.
Yeah, man.
Tastes healthy, man.
Yeah, man. To life, you know. Yeah, man.
Cheers. So yeah, I'm here with the Veggie man himself.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with you, man?
Pleasure to be here with you, man.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to be able to conduct this interview, with you, man. Hopefully this be, many more interviews. So definitely, man, before we get started, I want to let people know I'm Brother Palau, and I'm the chairman and co-founder of the Children's Bread, which is an international NGO, and the headquarters is out here in Kenya, and we got another branch in Tanzania. And shout out to the brothers and sisters that's doing the work in Tanzania. I'm here with Veggie man. We got a special guest today. A very special guest today. So Veggie man, the whole thing of these interviews I'm doing is trying to enlighten our people, about these institutions we building outside of America, outside of the Western world. We building institutions in Africa. We in Kenya right now, so we building institutions out here, and then also trying to, be a vessel to unite our brothers and sisters, together. Those who claim to be Hebrew Israelites, to unite ourselves together underneath a declaration that we can all agree on, even with our own doctrinal differences. Because I believe this is important for us to become a nation, to be that light to the other nations, so they can, because somebody got to be the light to show the world how we can do these things, how things can be done. And I believe that's us. So let's get into it, man. But tell the viewers who you are. Elaborate. Tell them about you. Give me your story, your background story. Talk to them, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, greetings, family. My name is Ammi, the Veggie man. Originally born in Antigua in the Caribbean. I am a member of the African Hebrew Israelite community based in Dimona, Israel. I'm also one of the founders of Soul Vegetarian Kenya. I'm managing director of ABI Organic Agriculture Limited here, and the owner of Truth Fire Studios. I've been working quite a bit in the sustainable agriculture space, and I've done a lot of work in terms of with farmers and with different organizations to enhance the soil, to make sure we protected the soil, provided safe food, etc., etc. And then, I'm always making a lot of noise with the music, because for me, music is one of my biggest passions, and I can't leave it no way, so I can't bring it. So that's a summary of who I am and what we do.
Okay. Veggie man in the building. Okay, so let's get right into these questions, man. All right, so now, let me ask you this question right here. Why? Because you do the organic. You do the farming. This is what you do. I'm talking to Mr. Organic himself. This is what you do. So let me ask you this: why is farming so important? For a community to have. Why is farming so important for a community and for us as a nation of Hebrew Israelites to be doing? Why is that important? Can you elaborate to the people?
Well, I think farming is important for everybody. Everyone should be farming, even if it's a backyard garden. But in terms of your food source in general, a nation that does not feed itself does not control itself. Anyone who feeds you controls you, because everyone needs to eat. So, first of all, just having a constant healthy food source is paramount in terms of securing our health. And then you want to have full control of what products are being placed in the food, etc. So there's so much more to it than just the farming aspect of it. But I think everyone is supposed to touch the soil, because the connection with the soil, you connect with the Creator when you connect with the soil. So it's something that you can never fully explain in words what you feel when you touch the soil and allow that energy to go through you. So you need to walk barefoot sometimes, put your hand in the soil, and having that constant communication and seeing a seed grow from scratch. It's something dynamic about watching the seed grow. And when the seed is grown in healthy soil, then you have potent, healthy nutrition that's coming to your body. So then, versus just growing some food and some chemicals, and it's like half food, half toxins, because it's full of chemicals.
Yeah.
So for us now, we make sure we nurture the soil, take care of the soil as a living organism, and then what we put into it to grow the food is also organic. It's natural and from a plant source, or naturally collected.
Yeah.
And finally, the controlling insects, disease, and all of that to keep those in balance. But everything we use in that realm is also 100% organic or plant-based. So then what we're eating from the soil. Everything we're eating is from the soil. Yeah, so there's no contamination, there's no toxins, there's no carcinogenic residue stuff that's carcinogenic that's gonna, disturb your health and mess you up later on. So just having one, a healthy food source, two, having that connection with the soil, and three, knowing that you have the food that you're eating is integral. Understanding the integrity of the soil.
Wow.
And last of all, not the only one is to control you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So basically, if you don't control your own farming, then you don't control your own food. You don't control you literally not controlling your own food. And this is what we have to understand. Like, we have to come out of that mindset of, oh, we always gotta go to the grocery store to get tomatoes and onions, and we gotta go that's crazy. That should be taboo.
Man, it should be. And even the word organic.
Yeah.
Farming initially was farming. Everything was organic.
Yeah.
This word organic farming that they use today, although we use the word organic even in our company logo and so on.
Yeah.
But that's just agriculture.
Yeah.
The chemical toxic farming, that should be labeled toxic agriculture.
Yeah.
We don't need to label organic because that's natural.
Yeah.
And it's of the creator.
Yeah.
It's of and that's what it is. This other stuff that people doing, that should have a label. That should be called toxic agriculture, in my book anyway.
I feel you, man. I feel you. But let me. So interesting, man. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now that's well answered. That's well answered. Let me ask you this question now. This is the next question. Can you tell the viewers, about the organic farming projects that y'all are involved in out here in East Africa? Elaborate to the people about these organic farming projects and how it's benefiting, Kenya, and how it's just benefiting the community that's out here,
Well, we actually started in Kenya drilling boreholes quite a number of years ago, providing water for the villages and places that did not have access to clean potable water. And that's what started the organic projects in Kenya with our Prince Emmanuel and Prince Yadiel. We call the Prince of Agriculture. So and I always give full kavod to them because of what they're putting me. And Nasik Yadiel, or Prince Yadiel, being one of my main teachers, he's done quite a bit in terms of establishing us here. We just started with boreholes, and then later we evolved into developing ABI, which means African Boreholes Initiative, Organic Agriculture Limited. And one of our first projects was a training center in Kapangoria, which Prince Yadiel himself had set up. That was a showpiece. We started off with setting up a training center, and that evolved into us selling quite a bit of organic kits. The organic kits includes greenhouses, irrigation systems, water tanks, and organic soil conditioners, organic pest control, organic disease control, but all certified organic, and soil regenerators.
Wow.
So we work quite a bit with a number of farmers in that area, in Kitale area and across Western Kenya. And we have, at this point, we've worked with, I would say, over 1,000 farmers. We have impacted in the country. And quite a number of individuals as well, in the smaller farmers. So we also later developed a training center in Machakos, where we had a 5-acre project. I lived there for about 4 years. That again was another showpiece and a pleasure to be able to eat. My family, we ate about 90% organic every day. So that again was just a beautiful experience. And now we have a 1-acre demonstration site, which is being developed as a training center right here in Kitisuru. And that's something to see. That's where some of this cucumber came from, in my peanut cucumber, So we actually get deep involved with farmers in hand-holding them and guiding them in the process of regenerative and organic or sustainable agriculture. So we show them in depth how to nurture the soil and how to regenerate the soil. Yeah. We even do an SRR, which is a soil regenerative regimen, and we show them how to regenerate the soil and how to maintain it so that the soil is constantly, because you have to treat the soil like a person. You know, it's alive, and you have to treat it with that respect. So you don't just take from it, you give back to it. So we teach our farmers how to do that, and in terms of controlling insects and disease, our products that are sprayed, etc., their neem, their garlic, their pyrethrum, they're just concentrated, you know, and these things can be consumed by a human being. You know, so they're all plant extracts. So we've taken this across the country, and we've also worked in Tanzania extensively, in Malawi, in South Sudan, in Rwanda, we've worked quite a bit in Uganda. We've done quite a bit of work across East Africa.
Okay. Yeah. It's something that you said that was very interesting actually. You know, you're saying like the soil, you know, it's a living, you know, thing. It's a living organism.
It's a living being.
You can't just treat it like, you know, like any other thing. You gotta treat it with its love, its proper care. It remind me of, you know, the scriptures in Leviticus, you know, when it's mentioned in that, you know, the 7 years of the you know what I'm saying, when the 7 year come to the land, you don't do nothing on the land, you know, for that 7th year. So it's showing you know how disconnected we are, you know, as a people from the land itself.
And that's something that we practice. We do practice the Shabbatical year of the land, which on the 7th year you let the land rest. And it's funny you said that because in our community we also fast every Shabbat, or every Saturday for some of our viewers. So fasting every Shabbat. After 7 years, you too would have fasted for 1 whole year, just like the land. So it keeps us in harmony with the cycle of the cycle I was giving to the land, because we are of the land. You know?
Real talk. That's real. You know. Because when we disobey, he said, get us up out the land. It's connection with the land. You know, anywhere we go, we have a connection with the land. You know, because we want with this stuff. You know, but they're just showing the disconnection we have. You know, nowadays, and even with Hebrew Israelites, you know, a lot of Hebrew Israelites that's in the States, they, you know, with the amount of Hebrew Israelites that's in the States, it should be no reason why they're not doing farming, you know, in some type of structural way to where it's benefiting the Hebrew Israelite community in the States. You know, it's enough manpower, it's enough people, there's enough, you know, but something is missing. Let me ask you this though. What is the biggest challenges people face when doing agriculture? And can you elaborate on the people, because they need to know this, because it is challenges out here, and some people will fail and be like, oh, I can't do farming, I can't do it, you know, because they're not understanding that it is challenges. It is challenges when it comes to these things, but people need to be aware of those challenges and how to actually, you know, maneuver through those challenges. Can you talk to them?
I say the biggest challenges that I face in agriculture, I find, is mindset, because we've been given a particular concept of agriculture, and you know, farmers are poor, farmers are this, farmers are that, it's dirty work, blah, blah, blah. So, and then when most times, especially in Africa, in East Africa in particular, with the modern technology, the greenhouse irrigation systems and so on and so forth, when these things came into Africa, they came in with a lot of deadly chemicals. So a lot of these chemicals that were being dumped that other countries don't use and don't want, especially out to Europe, these chemicals are dumped in Africa, and they're killing the soils, they're killing the people, and the people are taught that to get more yields, I need to put more chemicals in the soil. So you grow get some big yields in the first 3 to 5 years, and then it begins to deplete because the soil is locked in the soil. The soil locked up, and then the soil becomes so dense that you're going to find all the effective microorganisms begin to go down. What doesn't die here, the rest of it follows moisture and goes into deeper soil, which ties you back to the scripture. Is that the land shall not yield its increase to you, because there's some intelligence in the land now. You put the chemicals in it, those living organisms in the soil are not going to be present to give you what you need nutritionally. So to get those vital nutrients and to get the quality of food that you need, you're not going to get it doing chemical agriculture. But our people are taught more chemicals, and then you kill the soil and the yields begin to deplete. and you think I have to come back with more chemicals. So that's one part of it. So they add more and more chemicals, which become extremely toxic and extremely poisonous. The other thing that our people are taught in agriculture is that you have to spray these harsh chemicals to control insects. Insects are supposed to be kept in balance. They're not supposed to be completely eradicated. You know, insects, I mean, if an insect doesn't want an apple or orange or anything, it's a problem. if an insect doesn't want to eat that tomato, you know, you shouldn't be eating it. You know, so
it's funny because they make it seem weird, you know, when they see a worm coming out the apple, how they make it that cartoon. That's supposed to be gone. Like,
if the worm wanted, you should want it too. I'm not saying that all the fruit should be full of worms, but I'm saying I'm saying that there have to be some insects attracted to what you're doing, and then they're good for pollination, etc., etc. It's so much, but it's an ecological balance that we have to have, and that is what our people lost in terms of the concept of agriculture. And this is taught from school. Even in agriculture colleges and whatnot, you're still taught to put these harsh chemicals in the soil because you need your NPK, but not chemical, and then you need to control the insects, so you kill everything, and end up killing yourself with the residues that are soaked into the cell walls of that fruit or vegetables, because it stays there. It doesn't go anywhere. You know, the plant, that fruit doesn't have a detox system. When you spray those deadly chemicals in the fruit, it absorbs it. And it just stays there for the lifespan of that fruit until someone eats it. So that person ends up eating deadly chemicals. And the same for diseases. Some of the diseases that we see attacking and blah, 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 it's just about learning to control the environment and keeping the environment clean. So that if you understand how to live in harmony with nature, you understand how to control these diseases. And some plants, they are the most susceptible to diseases, but for those, we have some sprays that we use, and there's also natural plant extracts to control or to hold down or to sometimes kill some fungus that spores from certain fungal infections and so on. There's certain bacterial infections you can get that are airborne, waterborne, and so on, and we teach you how to control those. But the mindset that I'm supposed to just spray harsh, deadly stuff through, I want to get rid of that disease, I want to get rid of those insects. It's exactly the same mindset, the same thing they teach our people when it comes to food and medicine. Because they teach you this, what you call a perfect diet. And then every single human being who follows that perfect diet according to what we were given by Western educational institutions end up in the pharmacy or the hospital. Every single one. You have to take something from the pharmacy or you end up in the hospital. And you wonder why? Because they taught us they teach you to be sick. I mean, teach you to eat yourself to be sick. And no, sickness is a business, it's a big income. So whether it's from the chemicals in the farm or whether it's from just eating, a deranged diet, you end up being sick. And no, when you're sick, you are actually on the top of the food chain for this big business called medicine.
They
call it.
They farmer.
Exactly. They call it health and medicine and all that, but in actuality, it's keeping our people sick. And when you're sick now, you have these businesses that are designed out to keeping people sick. So now, because if you think about it, if there's no sick people, then why would you invest in pharmaceuticals? So investors are invested because they know if these people eat this food, if these people spray these chemicals in this food, then I know I got money, I got some business. You know, so I go back to the biggest challenge being mindset. And now, when it comes to organic farming, most guys think you just put some manure in the soil and that's it. There's no real concept of a relationship with a living being. The soil is a living being and you have to treat it like that. I mean, I call the soil the earth my mother. I said that's Mother Earth. So then when you're dealing with your Ema like that, you have to deal with her with respect. And you got to come and bring stuff too, not just take. You just keep taking, you're like a thief. If you keep taking, someone come to your house and keep taking, and you at a minute you're like, man, you see them come, you shut your windows and your doors. And that's what the earth has done. That's what the earth has done, by the way. Folks have been robbing, stealing from the earth. You shut the windows and the doors, they don't come back and get anything. I'm not giving you anything because you don't respect me. You just come in to take. We don't have no one-sided relationship. I mean, you don't want to have a one-sided relationship with your wife or your brother or your sister. So why do you think you can have a one-sided relationship with the earth? Exactly. So when I say mindset, there's so many aspects of the mindset of farming that needs to be changed. And then the way we have been taught to farm in the modern farming practices, and that's why I speak highly about things like permaculture and different type of sustainable agriculture systems, because now doing less tilling of the soil and not breaking up the soil so much, you're not killing breaking up all the mycelium and all these great connections, because there's a web of mycelium taking place. I mean, these white substances like mushroom spores, and they're growing on the soil, and they connect, and they speak. We call it some guy call it he call it it says like it's like a web, you know. It's like the earth has its own web, its own internet connections, you know. If I say it like that, but no, this is how plants. Some plants communicate through it, and now there's when the soil is kept intact, and those mycelium are kept intact, and the micronutrients are not constantly being tilled and disturbed, then it allows to naturally regenerate, and covering the ground like the forest, having a natural cover allows a certain set of moisture to remain there, which is the perfect environment for these bacteria to be active and to be jumping and like yes. And when the soil is in that cycle of regeneration, of constantly regenerating itself, then it's going to give you the best quality food that you can ever have. It's going to give you quality and quantity, but you have to make sure it's in the right state. You know, so understanding how to treat the soil is first, and then finally I would say is that we are supposed to eat from the soil, because we are the soil, we are made of the same 102 minerals that's in the soil. And the way we get those 102 minerals is directly from a plant source. It puts those minerals into our bodies. So then having direct access to those minerals, and not from a pre-digested source or from a middleman, but going straight to the source and getting what you need. Then you're talking about creating the Adamic man. And the earth is intelligent. If you're a righteous man, I bet you that carrot is going to give you more carotene and more nutrients than it will give a wicked man. Because even the food is intelligent, you know? Yeah.